The Odyssey, by Homer, Book 13. You're listening to Classics Made Clear, classic texts translated with accuracy and accessibility for today's listener. Please like, subscribe, leave a comment, and share these videos with your friends. So he spoke, and they all became quiet, silent in the stillness, and they were held spellbound throughout the shadowy hall. Then Alcinous answered him and spoke. Odysseus, since you have come to my bronze-floored, high-roofed house, I think you will not be driven off again, wandering from returning home, though you have suffered very many things. And to each man of you I say this, all who in my halls always drink the glowing wine fit for elders and listen to the singer. The clothing for our guest lies in a well-crafted chest, and finely worked gold and all the other gifts, all that the counselors of the Phaeacians brought here. But come, let us also give him a great tripod and a cauldron, each man of us, and we will gather the cost from the people later, for it is hard for one man alone to give so much as a gift. So Alcinous spoke, and his words pleased them. Then each man went home to rest. When early-born, rosy-fingered dawn appeared, they hurried to the ship and brought the shining bronze. And the sacred strength of Alcinous himself went through the ship and carefully placed the gifts under the benches, so that nothing would hinder the companions as they rowed hard with the oars. Then they went to the house of Alcinous and prepared a feast. The sacred strength of Alcinous sacrificed an ox for them to Zeus, the dark-clouded son of Cronus, who rules over all. They burned the thigh pieces and shared in the glorious feast, enjoying themselves, and among them sang the godlike singer, Demodocus, honored by the people. But Odysseus often turned his head toward the shining sun, eager for it to set, for he longed greatly to return home. As when a man longs for supper, for whom all day a pair of wine-dark oxen have pulled the well-fitted plough through the fallow field, and gladly for him the light of the sun goes down, so that he may go to his meal, and his knees grow weak as he walks. So welcome to Odysseus was the setting of the sun's light. At once he spoke to the Phaeacians, lovers of the oar, and most of all to Alcinous he declared his word. Alcinous, mighty king, most distinguished of all peoples, after you pour the drink offering, send me away unharmed, and may you yourselves rejoice. For already the things my dear heart desired have been completed, a convoy and dear gifts. May the heavenly gods make them blessed for me, and may I, when I return home, find my noble wife and my dear ones safe and sound, and may you, remaining here, bring joy to your wedded wives and your children. May the gods grant you every kind of excellence, and may no evil arise among your people. So he spoke, and they all approved and ordered that the stranger be sent off, since he had spoken according to what was fitting. Then the sacred strength of Alcinous spoke to the herald. Pontonous, mix the wine in the bowl, and pass it out to all throughout the hall, so that after praying to Father Zeus, we may send the stranger to his own fatherland. So he spoke, and Pontonous mixed the sweet wine, and passed it out to all, one by one. And they poured a drink offering to the blessed gods who hold wide heaven, right there from their seats. Then godlike Odysseus stood up and placed a two-handled cup into the hand of Arete. And speaking to her, he addressed her with winged words. My queen, farewell to me always, until old age and death come, which come upon all human beings. But I am going home. You in this house, take joy in your children and your people, and in King Alcinous." So saying, godlike Odysseus stepped over the threshold, and the sacred strength of Alcinous sent a herald with him to guide him to the swift ship and the shore of the sea. And Arete sent slave women along with him, one carrying a well-washed cloak and tunic, another she sent to bring the strong chest, and another carried food and red wine. When they had come down to the ship and the sea, the noble escorts quickly received the things and placed all the food and drink in the hollow ship. For Odysseus, they spread a blanket and a linen sheet on the deck of the hollow ship, so that he might sleep unwaking at the stern. Then he himself went aboard and lay down in silence. And they sat each in order at the oarlocks and loosed the cable from the pierced stone. Then, leaning forward, they struck the sea with their oars, and upon his eyelids fell sweet sleep, deep, most pleasant, like death itself. And as on a plain 4 stallions, all together rushing forward under the lash of the whip, rear high and swiftly run the road, so the stern of the ship lifted up, and behind her the great purple wave of the loud roaring sea surged. She ran very safely and steadily. Not even a hawk, the swiftest of winged birds, could have kept pace with her, cutting through the waves of the sea, carrying a man whose mind was like the gods. Before this, he had suffered very many pains in his heart, passing through wars of men and grievous waves. But now he slept quietly, forgetting all that he had endured. When the brightest star rose, the one that most often comes to announce the light of early-born dawn, then the seafaring ship drew near to the island. There is a harbour of Phorcys, the old man of the sea, in the land of Ithaca. In it are 2 steep headlands sloping toward the harbour, which shelter it from the great waves of the harsh winds outside. Inside, well-benched ships remain without mooring when they reach the measure of the anchorage. At the head of the harbour stands a long-leaved olive tree, and near it a lovely, shadowy cave, sacred to the nymphs who are called naiads. Inside are mixing bowls and jars of stone. There the bees store honey. There are long stone looms where the nymphs weave sea-purple cloths, a wonder to see. And in it are ever-flowing waters. The cave has 2 doors, one facing north wind, downward for men. The other toward south wind is holy. Men do not enter by that way, for it is a path of the immortals. There they rowed in, knowing the place from before. The ship ran on to the shore, as far as half her length, with speed, for such was the force of the rowers' arms driving her. They stepped out from the well-benched ship onto the land, and first they lifted Odysseus out of the hollow ship. They lifted him out together with the linen and shining blanket, and laid him down on the sand, overcome by sleep. Then they carried out the possessions which the noble Phaeacians had given him for his journey home, because of great-hearted Athena, and they placed them all together beside the trunk of the olive tree, off the path, so that no passing traveller might come upon them before Odysseus woke and cause any harm. Then they themselves went back home. But the Earthshaker did not forget the threats he had once spoken against godlike Odysseus, and he asked about the plan of Zeus. "Father Zeus, I will no longer be honored among the immortal gods if mortal men do not honor me, the Phaeacians, who are indeed from my own line. For I declared that Odysseus would suffer many pains before reaching home. Yet I never completely took away his return, since you first promised it, and nodded your head in agreement. But they carried him sleeping in a swift ship across the sea, and set him down in Ithaca, and gave him countless gifts, bronze and gold in plenty, and woven clothing. So many, that Odysseus could never have taken so much from Troy, even if he had returned unharmed and received his share of the spoils. Then cloud-gathering Zeus answered him, "My earth-shaker, mighty and wide-ruling, what a thing you have said. The gods do not dishonor you at all. It would be hard indeed to treat with disrespect the eldest and the best among us. But if any man, trusting in strength and violence, does not honor you, vengeance is always yours afterward. Do as you wish, and as is pleasing to your heart." Then Poseidon the earth-shaker replied, "I would have done it at once, dark clouded one, as you say. Yet I always respect your anger and avoid it. Now I wish to smash the beautiful ship of the Phaeacians as it returns from escorting a man over the misty sea, so that they may stop and give up escorting mortals, and I will heap a great mountain around their city." Then cloud-gathering Zeus answered him, "My friend, this seems best to me. When all the people from the city are watching the ship as she sails near land, turn her into a stone like a swift ship, so that all men may marvel. Then heap a great mountain around their city." When Poseidon the earth-shaker heard this, he went to Scheria, where the Phaeacians dwell, and waited there. The sea-crossing ship came very near, speeding along, and the earth-shaker came close to her, and he turned her into stone, and rooted her fast in the sea below with a strike of his hand. Then he went away. The Phaeacians, long-oared, famous sailors, spoke winged words to one another, and each would look at the man beside him and say, "Alas, who has bound our swift ship on the sea as she was sailing home? Just now she was plainly visible." So one would speak, but they did not understand what had happened. Then Alcinous addressed them and said, "Alas, truly, the old prophecy of my father has come upon us. He used to say that Poseidon was angry with us because we safely escort all men. He said that one day he would smash a beautiful ship of the Phaeacian men as it returned from escorting someone over the misty sea, and would heap a great mountain around our city. And now all these things have come to pass. But come, let us all obey what I say. Let us stop escorting mortal men whenever anyone comes to our city, and let us sacrifice 12 chosen bulls to Poseidon, in hope that he may take pity and not heap a towering mountain around our city." So he spoke. They were afraid and made ready the bulls. Thus the leaders and rulers of the Phaeacian people stood around the altar and prayed to Lord Poseidon. Meanwhile divine Odysseus awoke, sleeping in his fatherland. But he did not recognize it, for he had been away so long. For Pallas Athena, daughter of Zeus, had poured mist around him, so that she might make him unrecognizable and tell him everything, so that his wife would not know him, nor his townsmen, nor his friends, before the suitors had paid for all their wrongdoing. Because of this, everything seemed strange to the Lord. The long roads, the safe harbors, the steep rocks, and the flourishing trees. He sprang up and stood and looked upon his fatherland. Then he groaned and struck his thighs with his downward-turned hands, and in sorrow he spoke. "Alas for me! In what land of mortal men have I come? Are they violent and wooled and unjust, or are they hospitable and God-fearing in mind? Where shall I carry these many possessions, and where shall I wander myself? If only I had remained with the Phaeacians, I could have gone to another great king who would have welcomed me and sent me home. But now I do not know where to put these things, and I will not leave them here, lest somehow they become a prize for someone else. Ah, then surely not all of the Phaeacian leaders and rulers were wise and just, who carried me off to another land. They said they would bring me to clear-seen Ithaca, but they did not fulfill it. May Zeus, protector of suppliants, punish them. He who watches over men and punishes whoever does wrong. But come now, let me count these treasures and see that they have not taken anything from me as they brought me in their hollow ship." So saying, he counted the beautiful tripods and cauldrons and the gold and the finely woven clothing. None of it was missing, yet he mourned for his fatherland, moving slowly along the shore of the loud roaring sea, lamenting greatly. And Athena came near to him in the likeness of a young man, a shepherd of sheep, fresh and youthful, like the sons of kings. Around her shoulders she wore a well-made cloak folded double. Under her shining feet were sandals, and in her hands a spear. Odysseus rejoiced when he saw her and went to meet her, and speaking to her, he addressed her with winged words. "Friend, since you are the first person I have met in this place, greetings, and do not meet me with evil intent. But protect these things, and protect me, for I pray to you as to a god, and I clasp your dear knees. Tell me this truthfully, so that I may know it well. What land is this? What people? What men are born here? Is it some clear island or a headland that slopes down to the sea from the fertile mainland?" Then the bright-eyed goddess Athena answered him, "Stranger, you are simple, or else you have come from far away. If you are asking about this land, it is not at all unknown. Many know it well, both those who dwell toward the sunrise and those who live toward the dark west. It is rocky and not good for horses, yet it is not poor, though it is not broad. For grain grows there in abundance, and wine as well. Rain falls there often, and rich dew. It is good for goats and for cattle. There is woodland of every kind, and springs of water that never fail. So, stranger, the name of Ithaca has reached even to Troy, though they say Troy lies far away from the land of the Achaeans." So she spoke, and long-suffering, godlike Odysseus rejoiced. He was glad for the land of his fathers, as the daughter of Zeus who holds the sacred mantle, Pallas Athena, spoke to him. And speaking to her, he answered with winged words. Yet he did not tell the truth. Instead, he twisted his story, always turning over in his chest his many cunning mind. "I have heard of Ithaca even in wide Crete, far away over the sea. And now I have come here myself with these possessions. I left just as much wealth with my children and fled, because I killed the dear son of Idomeneus, Orsilochus, swift of foot, who in wide Crete outran men who labor for their bread. He wished to rob me of all my Trojan spoils, for which I suffered grief in my heart, passing through wars of men and grievous waves. For I would not please his father and serve under him in the land of the Trojans, but led other comrades of my own. I struck him with my bronze-tipped spear as he came down from the fields, lying in ambush with a companion near the road. A very dark night covered the sky, and no man saw us. Hidden from him, I took away his life. After I killed him with sharp bronze, I went at once to a ship and begged the noble Phoenicians, and I gave them fitting plunder. I ordered them to carry me and set me down in Pylos or in divine Elis, where the Epeans rule. But the force of the wind drove them far from there, much against their will. They did not wish to deceive me. From there, wandering, we came here by night. In haste we rowed into the harbor, and none of us thought of supper, though we badly needed it. Instead, we got out and lay down beside the ship. Sweet sleep seized me in my weariness, and they took my possessions from the hollow ship and set them down where I lay on the sand. Then they boarded and sailed off to well-built Sidon, and I was left behind, grieving in my heart." So he spoke, and bright-eyed Athena smiled and touched him with her hand. She took the form of a tall and beautiful woman, skilled in fine works, and speaking to him, she said, "You would have to be clever and thieving indeed to outdo yourself in tricks, even if a god were to meet you. Bold one, crafty-minded, never weary of deceit. Not even in your own land would you stop your lies and cunning tales, so dear to you from childhood. But come now, let us speak no more of this. We both know well the arts of cunning, for you are by far the best of all mortal men in schemes, in plans and in speech, while I among all the gods am known for cunning and clever skill. Yet you did not recognize Pallas Athena, daughter of Zeus, she who always stands beside you in all your labors and guards, you and who made you dear to all the Phaeacians. Now I have come here again to weave a plan with you, and to hide your treasures, all that the noble Phaeacians gave you for your homeward journey by my counsel and my thought, and to tell you how many sorrows it is your fate to endure in your well-built house. You must bear them by necessity, and you must tell no one, neither man nor woman, that you have come home from wandering. Instead, in silence you must suffer many pains, enduring the violence of men." Then resourceful Odysseus answered her, "It is hard, goddess, for a mortal who meets you to know you, even a very wise man, for you make yourself appear like anything at all. But this I know well. You were kind to me before, when we sons of the Achaeans fought in Troy. After we sacked the steep city of Priam and sailed away in our ships, and a god scattered the Achaeans, I did not see you again, daughter of Zeus, nor did I notice you boarding my ship to keep sorrow from me. Instead, with my heart torn within me, I wandered on until the gods released me from my misery, until in the rich land of the Phaeacian men you encouraged me with words and led me yourself into their city. And now I clasp your knees by your father, for I do not believe that I have truly come to clear-seen Ithaca, but that I wander in some other land. I think you are mocking me, telling me these things to trick my mind. Tell me whether I have truly reached my dear fatherland." Then bright-eyed Athena answered him, "You always have such thoughts in your heart. That is why I cannot leave you, though you suffer, because you are courteous, sharp-minded, and careful. Another man, coming home from long wandering, would gladly hurry to see his wife and children in his halls. But it is not yet your desire to learn or inquire about them, not until you test your wife, who even now sits in your palace, while for her the days and nights pass in sorrow as she sheds tears. As for me, I never doubted that you would return, though you lost all your companions. But I did not wish to fight against Poseidon, my father's brother, who set anger in his heart against you, furious because you blinded his dear son. But come, I will show you the land of Ithaca, so that you may believe. This is the harbor of Phorcys, the old man of the sea. This is the long-leaved olive tree at the head of the harbor, and near it is the pleasant shadowy cave, sacred to the nymphs who are called naiads. This is the wide cave with the vaulted roof, where you used to offer many complete 100 oxen offerings to the nymphs. And this is Mount Neriton, covered with forest." So saying, the goddess scattered the mist, and the land became visible. Long-suffering, godlike Odysseus rejoiced. Glad for his land, he kissed the life-giving earth. At once he lifted his hands and prayed to the nymphs. "Naiad nymphs, daughters of Zeus, I never thought I would see you again. Now I greet you with gentle prayers, and we will also give you gifts, as before, if the willing daughter of Zeus allows me to live and causes my dear son to grow." Then bright-eyed Athena answered him, "Take courage. Do not let these things trouble your mind. Instead, let us now place your treasures in the inner part of the sacred cave, so that they may remain safe for you. Then let us consider together how things may turn out best." So saying, the goddess entered the shadowy cave, searching for hidden places within it, and Odysseus carried everything inside: the gold, the tireless bronze, and the finely made garments that the Phaeacians had given him. He laid them down carefully, and Athena, daughter of Zeus who bears the sacred mantle, placed a stone at the entrance. Then the two sat down beside the base of the sacred olive tree and planned the destruction of the arrogant suitors. Bright-eyed Athena began to speak. "Zeus-born son of Laertes, resourceful Odysseus, consider how you will lay your hands upon the shameless suitors who for 3 years now have ruled your hall, wooing your godlike wife and offering her bride gifts. But she always mourns in her heart for your return. She gives hope to them all and makes promises to each man, sending messages. Yet her mind is set on something else." Then crafty Odysseus answered her, "Alas, surely I was about to perish in my own house with a wretched fate, like Agamemnon, son of Atreus, if you had not told me everything in due measure, goddess. But come, weave a plan so that I may repay them. Stand beside me yourself and put bold strength into me, just as when we loosed the shining battlements of Troy. If you would stand beside me with such eagerness, bright-eyed one, I would fight even against 300 men with you, lady goddess, if you would guide and help me." Then bright-eyed Athena answered him, "Truly I will stand by you, and I will not forget you when we set about this work. And I think that soon the wide earth will be battered with blood and brains of the suitor men who devour your livelihood. But come, I will make you unrecognizable to all mortal men. I will shrivel the fair flesh on your supple limbs, destroy the golden brown hair from your head, and clothe you in rags so that whoever sees you wearing them will loathe you. I will dim your eyes, once so beautiful, so that you appear wretched to all the suitors, and to your wife and the son you left behind in your halls. First you must go to the swineherd, who cares for your pigs and is kindly toward you. He loves your son and wise Penelope. You will find him sitting among the pigs. They graze near the rock of Corax and the spring of Arethusa, eating abundant acorns and drinking dark water, the things that make the pigs grow rich with fat. Stay there. Sit with him and question him about everything until I go to Sparta, land of beautiful women, and call Telemachus, your dear son, Odysseus, who has gone to wide Lacedaemon, to Menelaus, to learn news of you, whether you are still alive." Then resourceful Odysseus answered her, "Why did you not tell him, you who know all things within your mind? Was it so that he too might suffer pain, wandering over the barren sea, while others devour his livelihood?" Then bright-eyed Athena answered him, "Do not let him trouble your heart too much. I myself escorted him so that he might win good fame by going there. He suffers no hardship. He sits at ease in the house of Atreus' son, and abundance lies beside him. Yes, young men lie in wait for him in a black ship, eager to kill him before he reaches his fatherland. But I do not think that will happen. Instead, the earth will cover some of the suitor men who consume your livelihood." So she spoke and touched him with her wand. She shriveled the fair flesh on his supple limbs. She destroyed the golden brown hair from his head and placed upon all his body the skin of an aged old man. She dimmed his eyes, once so beautiful, and threw about him a wretched rag and tunic, torn and filthy, stained with foul smoke. She wrapped around him the great hide of a swift deer, bare of hair, and gave him a staff and an ugly pouch full of holes with a twisted cord for its strap. Thus the two made their plan and parted, and she went to divine Lacedaemon to seek the son of Odysseus. You're listening to Classics Made Clear, classic texts translated with accuracy and accessibility for today's listener. Please like, subscribe, leave a comment, and share these videos with your friends.